There are certain foundation behaviors, do's and don'ts that can genuinely help you improve every day, and most of them tie back to one thing: your morning routine, particularly your sleep. If your sleep is out of whack, your ability to function and perform at your best will take a hit on a consistent basis. I'm not talking about the occasional bad night or pulling an all-nighter because of a night shift or something like this. That happens, and it's fine. But keep in mind that you should get good quality sleep at least 80% of the time. Here's something to think about. Why does sleep matter so much? You have to know that every cell in your body has a circadian rhythm. Think of it like your body has millions of built-up clocks that they need to be aligned to a single time. Now that we've got a basic understanding of the biology, let's talk about how you can apply this knowledge to improve your life. Select a wake-up time that you can stick to every day, including weekdays and weekends. Don't force yourself to be an early bird if you're naturally a night owl. Imitating others who wake up at 4 or 5 isn't a flex. It doesn't matter if it doesn't suit your natural rhythm. What's important is getting an ideal 7 to 8 hours of sleep and eventually waking up without an alarm clock once your body adjusts. Here's a little trick. Suppose you've set your wake-up time, but when the alarm goes off, your brain starts negotiating with you. It's warm. Don't get up. Just sleep for a few more minutes. You fall for it, hit the snooze button, and stay in bed. To fix this, I want you to follow these steps. Set your wake-up time. Don't negotiate with the terrorist. Act like the snooze button doesn't exist, and immediately get on the floor. Every 24 hours, you're going to get a peak of cortisol, and what light does is, it modulates the timing of cortisol spike. But why is cortisol so important? Well, we actually want cortisol to peak early in the day because it helps regulate your temperature rhythm, focus, alertness, and overall energy levels. Light essentially anchors this 24-hour cortisol spike to the time of day when you're exposed to bright light. If you wake up before sunrise or you're in Siberia or something like that, try turning on as many lights as you can at home. Then, once the sun rises, try getting some light in your eyes. Now, imagine you wake up and spend your morning scrolling through your phone in bed, and you don't get that enough light, say, until noon. You're entering what's called the circadian dead zone, which means that light that comes at the eyes can't time the cortisol spike, so it's shifted. As a result, you'll end up feeling depressed, anxious, struggling to fall asleep, and everything will be messed up. Falling asleep is like your body switching gears from being active to fully relaxed, and it's all controlled by 4 major players: adenosine, caffeine, the parasympathetic, and the sympathetic nervous systems. There is adenosine, a chemical in your brain that builds up throughout the day. The more adenosine you have, the sleepier you feel. Think of it as your body's natural sleep pressure. When you finally go to bed, your brain clears out adenosine. Caffeine, on the other hand, blocks the receptors for adenosine, preventing it from doing its job. Here's a little trick. If you wake up in the morning after a poor night's sleep and feel groggy, that means you still have a buildup of adenosine. You might decide to have a cup of coffee to feel more alert, and that's fine. But guess what happens? When the caffeine wears off, the adenosine binds to its receptors with even greater affinity, leaving you feeling tired and likely napping in the afternoon. To avoid this afternoon crash, try delaying your caffeine intake by 60 to 90 minutes after waking up. Another thing that helps clear out adenosine is exercise. Start with a high-intensity activity like push-ups or bicycle crunches. It doesn't really matter what you choose. The key is to keep exercising until you're fully awake. By the way, if you're looking for some Notion templates to start with, you can grab mine for free. Just check out the link in the description below. Before talking about this, let me explain a crucial thing for waking or sleeping. If your usual time of waking up is 6 and you're waking because of an alarm, that's one thing. But if you don't have an alarm, you will naturally wake up because of the increase in your body temperature, and that's what triggers the cortisol spike we talked about. Generally, about 2 hours before waking, your body temperature reaches its lowest point, and then it begins to rise, which triggers the increase in cortisol that wakes you up. From there, your temperature continues to go up, up, up. Around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, you'll hit your maximum body temperature. That's the time when all your systems are operating at maximum capacity. Then your temperature starts to drop, 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 and that's when you fall asleep. The key here is that increasing your body temperature helps you wake up, while decreasing it helps you fall asleep. When you exercise, you raise your body temperature, which makes you fully awake. But when you take a cold shower, it doesn't lower your body temperature to make you fall asleep. It's a bit paradoxical. Let me explain. Our brain acts like a thermostat, particularly in areas like the hypothalamus. If you make the surface of your body cold, your core body temperature actually goes up. There's a study where some people got into cool water at 60 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour, while others got into 40 degrees Fahrenheit cold water for just 20 seconds. What's interesting is that the shock triggers your body to release adrenaline. It's your body's natural way of saying, "Wake up, we need to handle this." Adrenaline doesn't just stay in one place, it spreads through your entire system, including your brain. Suddenly, your brain feels like it's been switched on, hyper-aware of the immediate situation. This is why cold showers feel so shocking, not just to your body, but to your brain too. But that shock eventually passes. What happens next is a long arc release of dopamine. This means that the amount of pleasure you eventually feel is directly related to how much discomfort you experienced. That's what the study showed. So, that mood-enhancing effect you feel afterward? It's real. It's dopamine, combined with the effects of temperature rise, light, and exercise. If you got value from this video, let me know in comments. Bye-bye.